like to call to order the June 16th regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Phelps-Clifton Springs School District. And would you lead us in the Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Phelps-Clifton Springs Central School District Board of Education meets to publicly conduct its business in accordance with the law. The public is invited to observe these proceedings but is not entitled to respond or disrupt them, especially when such disturbances run counter to the district's code of conduct and the welcoming spirit of our district. The public is reminded of the context of board meetings. Board members are volunteers, audience members are visitors to school grounds, and student and staff well-being is at the heart of board operations. Visitors are reminded of the courage it takes to speak up as members of our community and the importance of encouraging civic and civil engagement. The board strives to hear all community voices during its public meetings in a safe, respectful, and orderly manner. The behavior that we expect of all students in our classrooms is also expected from visitors at board meetings. In an effort to ensure that community members' concerns are heard, the board reminds speakers to address the board in a civil manner, refrain from discussing specific personnel or students, limit outbursts, and limit unnecessary noise. The board encourages an atmosphere of respect and tolerance and strict adherence to its code of conduct. On to roll call.
Lindsay Marino, board member.
Mike Dorr, board member.
Matt Goodman, board member.
Carl Dubash, business administrator.
Nick Ganster, superintendent.
Tracy Altman, board member. Can I get a motion for an executive session for the purpose of discussing matters leading to the appointment, employment, demotion, discipline, dismissal, or removal of a particular person?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Carried. Objects, I'd like to block items A, B, and C under approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve items A, B, and C, approval of minutes as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of items A, B, and C under 3, approval of minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda items. Again, I'd like to block items A through F under consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of consent agenda items A through F, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. On to presentations.
I don't think any of the people that I invited are here because I invited the boys lacrosse team and it's also the senior all-star night. So as tight-knit as that group is, I'm sure they were all there cheering them on. And Aiden, Brian, I'll just read off my stuff, but Aiden and Hayden have been here so much I don't think I see them here, so they're probably just used to it. But I'll just start. Good evening. Thank you for the Board of Education and our community for supporting our athletes. This spring, we had 270 kids participating in spring sports, 7th through 12th grade. Spring Scholar athlete teams were girls outdoor track, girls lacrosse, and baseball. Spring is our lightest number of participants just because we don't have as many sports. Fall is usually our biggest because that's when we have the most sports to choose from. But I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize the boys varsity lacrosse team. The team set new program record this year with a 14-4 overall record, capturing a Finger Lakes West championship. They played with energy and a sense of unity, making them not only successful but also exciting and fun to watch. Their teamwork and dedication to each other was clear to see in every game. They ranked 7th in New York State in Class D programs. They earned the number 2 seed in the sectionals and secured a home sectional victory here. They broke team records in goals scored, points, and assists. The following are recognized as West All-Stars. We had Midi of the Year, James Sprague. Co-Defense Player of the Year, Connor Tripp. First team was Nate Lathrop, Brendan Baldwin, and Stuart Cuckoo. Second team, we had Walker Lanscoot, Carter Casper, Teddy Altman, Caden Gilliam, Nick Curran, Jake Middlebrook, and Duke Van Savage. Third team, we had Rowan Cartwright. John Hicks was Coach of the Year, and Jordan Jarvis was Assistant Coach of the Year. So if we just want to give them a round of applause. We'd also like to recognize Hayden Wells. She's a multiple sectional and league champion. She works really hard and was committed to improving herself in the pole vault this year, and it really showed. She's done an outstanding job of getting better and become an expert, bringing home a Class C sectional title, and she was also a Wayne Finger Lakes All-Star first team, and Mid-Lakes is proud of all her hard work and accomplishments. Finally, we'd like to recognize Aiden Bryant for his accomplishments in the triple and long jump, where he's won multiple sectional titles, but this year he's won a sectional title. He just captured 2 more state titles over this past weekend in Middletown, New York, and he's also a Wayne Finger Lakes first team All-Star. He ranked top in the nation, has set multiple league and Section 5 records with the crazy distances where he's usually 5 or 6 feet ahead of his closest competition, and we would just like to say congratulations to Aiden Bryant on his competition. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Lombardi. On to retiree recognition. I don't know who's going first.
Okay. So, yeah, Leslie, you're first, but real quick, I wanted to point out to everyone here, right before we left for that executive session, I asked Carl to add up the total number of years of experience of all of our outgoing retirees, and that number is 374.29 years. So when we look at all of our retirees who are leaving us to sail off into the sunset, so to speak, that's a lot of institutional wisdom and a lot of knowledge that goes along with them. And it's hard for me not to throw this out there to all of our retirees, because I make it a point to say this to every single retiree. And Jeremy, I said this the other day to Larry. Our retirees are our favorite substitute, so keep that in mind later on when you're thinking about work. All right. So, Leslie.
Like 6 months off.
Yeah.
You'll get more of that. I was just looking to see who I have. Oh, can you guys hear me? Hi, I'm Leslie Jones. I am the transportation director here at Mid-Lakes. I technically don't need this. I have a bus driver voice, so I can definitely project. Today, I am really sad to see so many of my wonderful drivers and monitors that are retiring. I have been at the district for a little over a year now, and I've been able to meet and grow with these wonderful people. So no matter how much I can interchange the praise I give them, the thanks that I have for them, and the family that I've started to gain with them, I can interchange all that, but I can't replace the people that are actually leaving me. They're all individuals that are going to truly be missed. And like we were just talking, I will welcome any of you guys back. I doesn't have a problem. Our first one on my list, and I'm sorry, but my list is bigger than everyone else's, so you guys gotta deal with me for a few minutes. Our first one is Bill Bromfield. He did retire at the beginning of the school year with 12 years. Sorry, it's old. Can't see you guys. I can see you when it's on. Can't see the paper when it's on. So, getting old. He has 12 years with the district. I didn't get to work with Bill as long as some of the other retirees here tonight because some of them are still with me until the end of the school year. But Bill was awesome. He was very helpful. He definitely brightened up our bus garage, our break room and stuff. To hear the laughter and the joking and stuff and that part of the break room just bright up in between runs. He also loved his sports. All the sports teams loved to be with him and go anywhere. He was up for, hey, let's go to the ice cream shop or let's go and get some food. He was always up for that. So he definitely was a little bit of a sad removal at the beginning of the school year with his retirement, but we do wish him the best and we do see him here and there. I know some of our drivers do go out to breakfast with him every so often, so very much missed. Our next person I'd like to talk about is Miss Brenda Norrison. I have,
Leslie,
why don't you come up? Or stand up, or do something.
bring her up.
Bring her up. So she is one of my monitors, has been with the district for 18 years. We have been able to get to know each other with the little bit of time that she comes in early and crochets and knits and all the other stuff that goes on in our break room. And while everyone's off and gone and not coming in, you know, we have a few talks and have a good time. So you are going to be very much missed. And we will get together. So, here. Thank you. I'm giving you Friday. Come on, and Thursday. Okay. The next person on our list is Carol Stafford. Can you please come up? Carol has been with the district for 24.5 years, and I don't know how I could be doing or knowing so much about this district without you. She is my go-to girl when it comes to, Leslie, someone called in, get on the bus, and I say, oh, Carol, where are you at? She knows the district, and it doesn't matter what part of the district. Maybe not all the kids and stuff. I got another driver who knows that, but to be able to help and get me through some of those scary moments at 6 in the morning on a winter's day going, where are we going? What road? You guys have a big district. It's been something I've had to learn very quickly, but without Carol, I could not do it, and I'm very much going to miss you, and knowing that she will jump on any bus for me, go anywhere, help out any driver, and I truly will miss that. And she makes great turtle crochet stuff. And the next person I'd like to ask to come up is Donna Van Lyke. Can you do a run for me? Sure. And that is her go-to answer for all the times I've asked her to do something for me. She has 25 years in the district, and we do a great job at trying to spread the wealth, for lack of other words, giving work throughout the seniority list and making sure that everyone gets a little bit of anything. But when it comes to Donna, if I need something and something's in a rush or she's the next one on the list, I am almost 99.9% guaranteed that she is going to say yes for me. So I appreciate that on a level that is just amazing. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So luckily, my list or my stack of awards have come really down low, so I'm happy to see that. But Celeste Lansku, can you please come up? 28.5 years with the district. That is amazing. And very, very much all of you guys, for how many years you've been here, is amazing and should be very proud for the loyalty that you guys have shown to an employer in this day and age where a new job is right around the corner. I think with Celeste, I got a little bit of a kinship with you because of being able to drive your run so many times. We have understanding with the students. They understand when she's on and how they're supposed to act and how I expect them to act too. So I even think one of the students, high school students, was like, "Oh, my favorite sub driver," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I don't want to sub anymore." But your run has been a good training for me to be in this district and what the district, how it works, who's been doing what I'm expecting from the students and stuff, and you show all that and stuff, and I am so proud of you, and I'm going to miss you. And if for any reason you want to sub, Donna, if for any reason you guys want to sub, my doors are open. So, thank you so much, and you were going to be. I'm expecting a doc. Okay. Thank you, and that's my list, guys.
Now we're going to have Mr. Tilburg come up and recognize some of our facilities departments.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Tonight, I want to honor two individuals who have been key members of our facilities department. Both individuals started as night cleaners in our school district and worked their way up to retire as a laborer and a custodian with many dedicated years of service to Mid Lakes. The first individual could not be here tonight. He has to tend to his mother. That's Dan O'Neill. So I want to talk about Dan, and then we can all congratulate him together. Dan was hired here at Mid Lakes on January 14, 2002. He started as a night cleaner and worked his way up to a laborer in 2021 until he retired just a few months ago. If you didn't see him in the halls of our middle high school, you could often find him on the sidelines showing his school pride. He had a connection with many students and staff and became a face they look forward to seeing every day. He enjoyed everything about Mid Lakes, including his job, on most days. Dan cares about Mid Lakes so much that he has since returned to the halls as a substitute, so he can contribute even beyond his retirement. I wish Dan the best of luck in his future endeavors, and I know he will come to find me when the Browns finally have a successful season. Please help me congratulate Dan O'Neill, AKA Dano. Before I call up our next retiree, I would like to invite Mr. Jeremy Mattoon to please come join me. Jeremy Mattoon is our current custodian of our elementary and has a very special relationship with this next person we're going to honor, which is Larry Galens. Larry, can you come on up? Larry has been a staple of our facilities department for over 20 years. Also starting as a night cleaner in 2003, he eventually became a custodian in 2007 and truly set the bar for what the position encompasses. From early mornings to late nights, he always made sure the buildings was safe, clean, and the best possible environment for students to learn in and staff to work in. He is reliable, punctual, hardworking, and always goes above and beyond to get the job done. Just these past few months, he has put in extra hours to make sure our grounds stay mowed and looking nice, often staying well past his normal shift end time. This is the norm for Larry, and a testament to his dedication and work ethic. The pride he has in his job is rare to see and something that we all admire. I actually think that's one of the best things about him. He has inspired all of us, including myself, to care for Mid Lakes like it's our own home. Because this is what Larry did for his whole career. I wish him nothing but the best in his retirement. I know he's looking forward to spending time with his family. Jeremy and I have always joked that he has a second home in one of our air handling units on the roof because he was so attached to this place. I truly wouldn't be surprised if I saw him swinging from a hammock up there on a nice summer day. Please help me congratulate Larry Galens on a fantastic career here at Mid Lakes. Thank you.
Mrs. Timon, come on down. Make you nervous? You get to win retirement. That's what you win. We're not going to even spin a wheel. Michelle has been working at Mid Lakes for 29 and a half wonderful years. Before coming to Mid Lakes, she began her career as a school nurse working for Happiness House and the Victor Central School District. Thankfully, she found her way to Phelps-Clifton Springs. During her time as a Mid Lakes school nurse, she worked at the South Street building, Banta Street, and her current role in the MES building. During that time, she has worked for 6 different principals, right? Her favorite grades to work with were UPK through 2nd grade, and her most favorite memories are from her years working at the South Street building with Head Start and kindergarten. Michelle ranks very high as one of the best school nurses I have ever had the pleasure of working with. Even before we shifted the MES to one central nurse's office, I would find myself in Michelle's office seeking her professional advice. She is always professional and somehow always manages to keep herself up to date with medical regulations and everything else going on in an elementary building. Michelle deserves a special medal for being the district point person during the pandemic. Her leadership was indispensable. The role of an elementary school nurse is never ending and requires an abundance of patience and love, especially working with the principal. It is so much more than handing out Band-Aids and ice packs. It even includes, she knows what it includes, being the principal's personal medical advisor. Her usual question to me is, Chris, what have you done now? And then when I tell her, you just hear, and she shakes her head and takes care of whatever I happen to have done, most recently breaking my nose. Michelle, you are a wonderful school nurse and a great friend. We wish you a relaxing retirement. You'll be missed more than words can express.
I just got to know Michelle a little bit around about 5 years ago when I started in this role here, but I just want to thank everybody to be here to recognize someone special, and she's been incredibly steady, compassionate, and knowledgeable here at Mid Lakes. Michelle's retiring from our elementary from the school nurse, and we are happy for her. This is a well-deserved accomplishment, and we know she will be missed. Michelle has been a true leader in the department. When I took the role overseeing school nurses as part of my responsibility as physical education, athletics, and health director, Michelle was the one who patiently guided me through the ins and outs of school nursing. She didn't just answer questions, she made sure I understand the who, what, where, and whys, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. I truly leaned on her during the most exhausting time in education, the COVID-19 pandemic. There was no roadmaps, and every day brought a new set of questions. Those questions were usually around 5 o'clock in the morning. It was usually a spin-off of the game of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Am I allowed to come to work? And if I can't come to work, how many days do I have to lock myself in my room? But Michelle was a pro at that game and knew how to keep everyone at ease. She stayed calm, collective, and focused, and a person of reason. Together, we work through how to keep our students safe and our staff safe, following every changing CDC guideline and constantly adjusting to make things work. Michelle's guidance and leadership was a voice that was invaluable during that time. She's been the quiet engine behind so much of what has worked well here in the district. Her depths of knowledge, her ability to stay level-headed under pressure, and her compassion for the kids and colleagues alike have set the standards we've all counted on here at Mid-Lakes. She has a way of making every student feel cared for and safe, even when they're not feeling their best, whether it was a scraped knee, upset stomach, or just a kid who needed a little extra attention. Michelle approached them with the same calm kindness, and her relationship with her staff were just as strong as with his children. She was someone everyone could rely on, both professionally and personally. Now she's getting ready for her next adventure in retirement. Michelle is looking forward to spending time with her grandkids and her family. And honestly, after she's given so much to the school community, there couldn't be a more deserving way to spend her time. Michelle, thank you for everything, your leadership, your patience, and your unwavering dedication to Mid-Lakes. You've made a lasting impact here, and while we'll send you off on your next journey, your presence will not be forgotten here. Congratulations on your retirement. You've earned it.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm excited and honored to be here to honor our retirees from the middle high school this year. And I'm going to start with Miss Katie Herman. You got to come up, though, Katie. Yeah. Katie started with us in 2014 and brought the real-world skills to Mid-Lake students. She brought life skills, laughter, and a genuine appreciation of her students. Whether it was guiding students through their first stitches in stowing, teaching them how to prepare a meal, or helping them understand responsibilities of adulthood, Katie's classroom was a space where learning was always relevant, engaging, and hands-on. She had a way of working with kids in relevant activities, helping them build confidence through every project, recipe, or budget plan. And outside of the classroom, Katie gave generously of her time and talents, helping with school events and contributing to our school community in countless ways. In particular, Katie helped to organize the end of the year breakfast to celebrate retirees from the past year, which I think this is the first year you're not doing that, right? So Katie, as you step into retirement, I hope your days are filled with joy, rest, and the freedom to enjoy the things that you've earned. I've really missed catching up with you and keeping tabs on all of your home improvement projects, but we've certainly missed you since you've gone into retirement. I wanted to say thank you for your compassion, your dedication, and the difference that you've made in so many people's lives. Thank you, Katie.
I don't think our next retiree is here, but over the course of 27 years, Paula Hannix has made significant contributions to both the academic and extracurricular life of Mid-Lakes High School. As a special education teacher at Mid-Lakes, she spent 14 years supporting students with diverse learning needs. Her work in this role reflected a strong commitment to helping every student succeed. Paula has also served as a math teacher, where she consistently brought clarity and structure to a subject that challenges many. In addition to her classroom responsibilities, Paula was actively involved in student life. She served as the varsity cheerleading coach for several years, promoting school spirit and teamwork. As the senior class advisor, she played a key role in organizing events and guiding students through important milestones in their final year. Throughout her career, Paula built strong connections with students and colleagues alike. Her presence in the building has been steady and reliable, and her contributions have helped shape the Mid-Lakes experience for many. We thank Paula for her years of service and wish her the best in retirement.
And the last retiree from the middle high school is Mr. Joe Godfrey. And Joe, you said you were going to sing or play something?
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
All right, perfect. So, Mr. Joe Godfrey started with us in 1993 and has an impact and has had and has had many impacts on many students as they went through the band and music program. In talking to Joe, you quickly realize that he loves what he does. He loves to inspire students not just to play music, but to find confidence and joy in it. Kids in the middle school grow tremendously from when they enter the building through their 8th grade spring concert. The improvement from day 1 to the last day in the program is amazing. And over the years, Joe built and continues to build a music program that we're extremely proud of. He directed countless concerts, bands, parades, and pit orchestras, and he served in his role as auditorium audio supervisor as well. Beyond the music room, Joe's a steady and positive presence, a colleague always willing to lend a hand, share a laugh, or offer support. His commitment to teamwork and community makes him a wonderful colleague and a wonderful person to just be around. Joe, as you move into this next chapter, we hope you find as much harmony and joy in retirement as you gave to your students and fellow educators. You see what I did, right? All right. Thank you, Joe, for the music, the memories, and the belief in what young people can achieve. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you, Midlakes.
Yeah, you're up there. Go.
Oh, okay.
Mine as well.
All right. Hold on, gotta dig through these. All right, Jill Merritt. Come on up. Okay, it looks long, but it's not. It's really large font, and it's like triple spaced. Just giving you a heads up here. So I'll start before Jill gets up here. For 30 years, Jill Merritt has been a dedicated educator at Midlakes. I'm not gonna cry. But what many may not realize is just how deeply she embodies the spirit of black and blue. Jill, I told you I wouldn't cry. Her connection to Midlakes runs deep. Back to 1985, when the school adopted the eagle as its mascot, Regents exams became a graduation requirement. Jill proudly walked across the stage as a Midlakes grad. Why am I crying and you're consoling me? Whew. Case is like cheerleading all over again. As a student, Jill was a standout on the tennis court, a 5-year varsity player. She held the first singles position every year and went undefeated for 4 consecutive seasons. She was the Section 5 Class B champion during her sophomore, junior, and senior years. Her talents took her to St. John Fisher College, where she competed on the national level. In 2004, her achievements were honored with an induction to the Midlakes Athletic Hall of Fame. Jill earned her BA in psychology with a minor in elementary education in 1989, followed by an MS in special education from Nazareth College. She began her teaching career at St. Mary's in Waterloo, where she taught 3rd grade for 5 years, before returning home to Midlakes. Over the next 3 decades, Jill taught special education, 3rd grade, and AIS reading and math, spending 10 years in each role. She also coached the boys and girls tennis teams, served as a 3rd grade department chair, where she led the fundraisers for the Ugandan Water Project. Thanks to her leadership, Midlakes 3rd graders raised over $10,000 to provide clean drinking water to communities in Africa. Jill may come across as soft-spoken and reserved in meetings, and her classroom style is one of quiet leadership. She doesn't raise her voice or use a harsh tone. She leads with compassion, always advocating for her students and supporting her colleagues. But beneath that calm exterior lies a sharp wit and fiercely loyal heart. Jill often says that teaching 3rd grade was her favorite. But I know her favorite years were the 3 we spent team teaching. Jill has been more than a colleague. She's a mentor, a role model, and a big sister. We've navigated life's highs and lows together, grown as educators, and always had each other's backs. Jill, thank you for teaching me the importance of good mascara, the wisdom of knowing who's related to whom in a small town. I finally understand why pajama day wasn't your thing. I'll never forget the day our entire class missed the bus at Taft Ave, or the time we gave all of our students Captain Underpants names. And thank you for taking the chance on that loud 23-year-old when you were voluntold to co-teach with her. Congratulations on your well-earned retirement. Midlakes won't be the same without you. You've left a legacy that will be felt for years to come.
Hello again. So you'll notice the first person on our list is Julie Backus. However, Julie really retired. If you want to, we did all of our celebrating for Julie at the end of last year. She came back just for the beginning of the year to get the number of years. So I'm not going to stand here. We do miss Julie terribly, and she's living a wonderful life of retirement, working as a librarian in Canandaigua. But I know Julie very well, and that's about all she's going to want me to say in this kind of instance. But we did do a wonderful celebration for her at the end of last year as a building. Next on our list is Mrs. Carrie Smart. Carrie Smart has been a Mid-Lake Screaming Eagle for the past 32 years. During this time, Carrie has worked at all the elementary grade levels K through 6. She also spent time working with secondary students during summer programming. Carrie started her career at the Banta Street building and has been in the MES building since it opened. During her years teaching, her favorite grades have been K and first grade, and she managed to survive 5 principals, including this one, and 5 superintendents during her career. Carrie was one of the first teachers to request a one-to-one meeting during my first summer as principal. Actually, I think you were the first. I knew immediately that she was a force to be reckoned with and that we would become friends. One of Carrie's best qualities is that you don't need to guess what's on her mind or how she feels about something. I have always appreciated this honest approach. I also appreciate her friendship and dedication to our students and community. Carrie, our students and families are lucky to have had such a dedicated and caring teacher working for them for the past 32 years. Hopefully you won't forget about us and you enjoy your well-deserved retirement. We all wish you a happy retirement and you will be missed.
I also have the pleasure about speaking about you tonight. Chris did a great job, but I just wanted to loop in the past few years that I've been able to work with you, Carrie. Special education is not an easy position here to fulfill, but you have done so not only with deep instructional knowledge, but you also display an extraordinary level of patience, which is needed on a daily basis, creativity, and heart. You brought all of that and more to your classroom each and every day. Throughout your career, you have worked with some of our most vulnerable learners, ensuring that every student, regardless of their ability, is seen, supported, and empowered to succeed. Colleagues have described you as someone who is always willing to share resources, brainstorm strategies, and lend a listening ear. Your influence will be felt for years to come, not only through the students that you've taught, but also the professional standards that you have set and the example that you have provided. You will be truly missed in our hallways. We are grateful for your dedication and the heart that you've poured into our school community. Please join me in thanking Ms. Carrie Smart.
I had asked Carrie earlier today if she wanted her husband to come up and say a few words, but she resounded with a quick no. Ms. Morris. Lynn, I do promise to keep this short. If you haven't been around very often, I do pick on my friend quite a bit about our height differences.
That's cool.
Lynn Morris has been employed as a music teacher at Mid-Lakes for the past 36 years. That means she started in 1989 when Ronald Reagan was still president of the United States and I was in junior high school. Excuse me, a junior in high school, not junior high school. Lynn wrote me a wonderful note saying that this has been the happiest 36 years of her life. During that time, she has worked at the Banta Street and Taft Avenue buildings, both the middle and high schools, and her current position at the MAS building.
My favorite.
We know that. We can always tell. Lynn has taught everything from general music to high school band lessons. and she's going to continue to teach this summer for us. Her favorite position has been as the band and instrumental teacher at the Mid-Lakes MES building. Now, I had told you I had written some stuff for the concert, but I chose not to do it after playing the cowbell for you. Because it just didn't seem like the right time with everything else going on. But every now and then, you're fortunate enough to work with a person who is completely devoted to their craft and their students. Lynn Morris is one of these people. Her love and devotion for her students and their love for her is unmatched. Yes, at times she made me crazy because of her wish to make everything perfect for her students and the music program. We were always able to find common ground and good solutions. Our community and students have been blessed that Lynn chose to spend her career here, teaching and inspiring our young musicians. Lynn, you may be small in stature, but your impact has been that of a giant. You are my Lilliputian friend.
Thank you.
I had to say it.
I'm so mad.
And you will be missed by us all. We wish you a wonderful retirement. I don't think you should say that. There might hurt feelings, but you can hurt their feelings. Go ahead.
You're my favorite principal ever. I love you too.
Was there something for Lynn?
Oh, Lynn, I forgot your gift.
All this and prizes too.
All these surprises too. Yeah, that's fine. About both of them. All kinds. Okay. I'm not going to stand up because I do better if I sit down. So, but Mr. Ganser and I would just like to recognize Mike and Lindsay for your service on the board. I know I've appreciated having your perspectives, your knowledge, everything that you bring to the board, to our discussions. So thank you for the time you invested for our students and for our community. I think we all come in thinking, oh, this isn't going to take all that much time, and then we get here and we realize how much time it takes. So I appreciate the time, the contributions, the perspectives, the discussions, and everything that you've given to our team. I think our board has been consistently growing in a positive direction, and that's in large part because we've had you guys as part of our team. So thank you for your years of service. If you're ever, looking for something to do on a Monday night and you want to come hang out with us, we welcome you to come and observe and join. So our schedule, obviously is posted in all the regular places, so it won't be hard to find where we are on those Monday nights. So if you'd both come on up.
It's yours.
All right, and did you want to say? We'll take a break.
Yep, we're gonna take a brief break. There's some refreshments over there, and congratulations to our retirees, our spring athletes that were recognized, even though they're not here. I forgot about that for a second. And thank you to Lindsay and Mike. So enjoy.
All right.
I'm on the wrong screen. To our superintendent's report.
All right, so I have several updates, so just bear with me. The first one, board members, you'll see that you have a draft calendar for next year's board meetings. We essentially work through the school year using the third Monday of the month as our target for board meetings. That works for most months, but there are a handful that it doesn't work for. And there are a couple months, October and August, that have 2 meetings. August, we run 2 meetings because personnel appointments are critical that time of year to get the school year open fully staffed. So we want to make sure that we're appointing personnel at the appropriate time. So there's 2 meetings in August. And then we have 2 meetings in October, primarily because at that very first meeting, there's a timing with accepting the audits that we have to do for the school. So that first Monday meeting in October, October 6th, is centered around the audits. And then we progress through the year looking at those third Mondays. We used to have 2 meetings in April. And the reason we used to have 2 meetings in April was because the timing of the approval of the state budget put us in a really good position in early April to deliver a fairly confident budget presentation leading to the budget vote. However, over the last few years, we've realized that the interaction between our legislature and governor has created a scenario where our state budget is approved very, very late. In fact, over the last couple of years, at least twice, the Board of Education has had to approve a budget without an approved state budget. So we eliminated the early April meeting in order to have just 1 meeting, and it's our only Wednesday meeting of the year. It's a Wednesday because we double dip on our responsibilities that night. That Wednesday, we have to approve the BOCES budget, and it has to be on that specific Wednesday. And we feel like we have better information for a more confident and accurate budget presentation that time of year. So here are our draft meeting dates, and we hope to approve them at our meeting in July. All right, next, I received a thank you note from Sarah Reynolds. She's our elementary ENL teacher. So our ENL students had a breakfast fundraiser where they sold yogurt, cheese sticks, apples, oranges, and donuts before school started. And I just want to read a couple things from the thank you note. She's writing a thank you to the Board of Ed, so I thought it was important to share this. But some of the things that students said were, can I buy one and deliver it to my teacher? Can I buy one for my dad? It's his birthday today. Can I give this to my sister or friend? You can donate the change. So there were students that were leaving their change for donations. From teachers, that was so sweet to get something from the students. That made my day. This will help me through the day. This is so great for kids. They're doing a great job. Wow, what mathematicians. And there's a couple others. But the whole impetus behind the ENL fundraiser that Sarah does each year is to find a cause, have the students sell the items, and then donate to that cause. And this year, they donated $1,634 to the American Red Cross to help the survivors of the California wildfires earlier this year. So philanthropic, good for the kids, and we thank Sarah for doing that. So I have this thank you note and some other things from the kids, and I can pass that around a little bit later. All right? All right. Now, there's one more award to give out. Tracy, I don't know if you know about this award, but it's to you. So out of the blue, we got a letter from the New York State School Board Association, who is recognizing Tracy. It's a Board Achievement Award, and it's because she has earned 75 points for ongoing professional development through NYSBA. So there you go. You're moving along in NYSBA's achievement system there. So thank you for all that you do as our president and your service to the board. And thanks for continuing your learning about policy and governance with NYSBA.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep track of my points. I don't even know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Thanks.
pretty cool. All right. I wanted to update everybody on the pool project. So about a year ago, it was a little over a year ago, we set aside a sizable chunk of money, $2.5 million, to refurbish the pool. There were safety issues with the pool in terms of the surface chipping away, and it was about 20 years old, and it was just time to take a look at that pool and spruce it up. So the board did declare the pool as an emergency safety project, and along with that, we were able to combine not only the chipping of the floor, but a failing dehumidification unit that regulates air quality in the space, and an aging filtration system that ensures that the water is clean and sanitary for the students. We were able to fold all of that into a single project, and I'm happy to report that the project is essentially finished. So new tiles for the lane lines, so they're bright and shiny, brand new Marsite throughout the entire pool. The filtration room, some of the issues in there is that the plumbing and infrastructure for the filter was actually down in this trench. So anytime it needed to be serviced, our maintenance crew had to crawl down in there. Some unlucky person on the maintenance crew had to crawl down in there to take care of whatever was going on. All of that infrastructure was brought up to ground level to make it more easily accessible. In addition to that, we moved from a sand-based filtration unit to a perlite filtration substrate, I guess you would call it. And what's nice about that is the porosity or what it actually filters out. It's a better filtering material, and it doesn't require us to do a lot of what they call backwashing of the system. Anytime you backwash the system, you actually lose gallons and gallons and gallons of water. This system does not require that, so it's actually more efficient, and we use less water as a result. And to round out the project, new starting blocks and a new diving board were installed. So just today, I saw the cleaning trucks out there. So we have cleaners on site, essentially restoring the property as far as the dirtiness because of construction back to normal. And we're on track to reopen the pool. We're going to do what I call a soft reopen for our summer swim programs, and then we'll do something a little more substantial as we open the school year, probably with the swim team. So we're excited. We don't quite have all of the financial information yet. It'll take a couple months before we have the district's all-in number. We did set aside substantially more than we needed. So, I hope that when we look at the all-in total of that project, that we're not at that $2.5 million mark. So hopefully we have some to put back essentially to the general fund. All right. Graduation, school celebrations, and safety. I'm making it a point every single year to point this out, but our secondary school does organize a DWI crash simulation. It happens at the Phelps Fire Department. And what we do is we bring over all of our members of the graduating class to the fire department. There is a simulated DWI crash that does feature a fatality. What it ends up being is it's also a drill response for our EMTs and fire department and police. So they're on site treating it like a drill, but they are working through the problem as if it is a real thing. Our students are witnessing it, and it's narrated by one of our SROs. And after the crash part, then the students are brought into the fire hall, and they experience 3 different scenes. One of the scenes is what it would look like at the hospital after the accident. Another scene is what it would look like for the driver being arraigned in court. And then the third scene is probably the most hard-hitting, is where parents are at the funeral. So it's pretty intense. However, the lesson is delivered to our graduating seniors. And I just want to, implore all of our graduating seniors, the season of celebration is here. We have graduation and then a summer filled with graduation parties. Be safe, call a family member, do what you need to do to stay safe, because we want to make sure that you're able to celebrate and have a long and fruitful life. That being said, graduation is the 28th. And that is at 7 p.m., right? Saturday the 28th. I don't know why all right, just want to make sure that's correct. Saturday the 28th, 7 p.m. Board members who are participating, be there at about 6:40 p.m. to get ready. All
Main
right.
office.
Yes, main office. All right, so I'm going to do this for the rest of the summer, give you a staffing update at each of our meetings. So our secondary and elementary building level leaders at this point have filled a total of 5 positions. So that's 4 teaching positions and a nurse position. As you can see tonight, we have a lot of retirees, which means we have a lot of positions to fill. So we're actually at this point, we filled 5 of them. So it's really good news for us. We still have at the elementary a special education teacher opening. We're well into the process, I believe reference checking at this point. We have an open speech language pathologist position. We have an elementary school counselor. And we have an LTS for physical education. And we expect to be able to fill, hopefully, all of those by the end of the summer. I'll tell you now, the speech language pathologist one is probably going to be the most challenging one to fill. And at the secondary building, at this point, we're only looking for a math teacher. And I know that we're close to the end of that process as well. In transportation, we're still looking to fill 4 bus driver positions, dispatcher, and 2 monitors. We did have a glimmer of hope recently in that we, on tonight's agenda, we're approving a bus driver trainee. So we were able to fill at least one of those positions, and we're going to keep pushing to be fully staffed down there. All right. On tonight's agenda, you're going to see, I guess, some fruits of the policy committee's labors. There are 3 non-resident students on tonight's agenda for approval to be Mid-Lake students, but there's a catch. They're not non-resident tuition-paying students because we did discontinue that process through a policy revision, but they are 3 non-resident students who are the children of full-time Mid-Lakes employees. So I put that right on the back end of our staffing list because one of the new incentives for full-time employees here in Mid-Lakes is that if they so choose, they can enroll their children here. We see that as a fringe benefit to filling our position. So I'm happy to be able to do that. And it's only 3, and coincidentally, they're all kindergartners, so young ones. All right, I'm also pleased to announce that, thanks to Dan and his team at the secondary, after some nominations from peers and a voting process, we've been able to nail down who our ex officio student board member will be. So this board will grow by 1 non-voting member who is a member of the class of 2026, and that's Jonathan Capozzi. So we'll be onboarding him, and he will be president with us to the maximum extent possible over the next year. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, I'm still going. All right. Yeah, so we had, through the process of the budget approval at the state level, that budgetary process is each year linked to some legislative issues. And one of those issues was actually a new law which outlines a bell-to-bell ban on internet-enabled devices in school. So we, as a board, need to draft and adopt policy by August 1st. We are going to miss that deadline just by a couple days because our first meeting is August 6th. But what we're going to do is we're running a focus group on Wednesday, June 25th. At this point, we have 26 folks signed up for that, which is a combination of staff and parents, and it's about 50-50, weighted a little bit in the direction of the parents, but that's a nice cross-section of parents and staff to be able to talk through some of the specifics that we're going to need for that policy. Our policy committee did meet earlier, just last week actually, to review 2 draft policies, one through Erie One BOCES and one through the School Boards Association. And they're very similar. So really, it's going to be the details that we need to hammer out. So we're looking to gather input from those folks on the 25th, and we'll bring a draft policy for a first read at our July regular business meeting, which coincidentally is the same day as the reorg meeting, because we run those back to back. All right, so that is it for my update. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions on any of that?
We have a new board member.
Yeah.
I only got one.
Yeah.
Ask him about it.
Yep. Nice. So thanks to Dan and his team for putting that process together.
I embarrassed him with a nice welcome at the baseball banquet.
Oh, cool.
Last week, too.
Awesome.
All right, on to board discussion. So, committee reports. I have an update from Lynn, from the Legislative Committee. So there's going to be the annual survey that they send out to boards. It's going to be done a little differently this next year. In the past, they've sent it just to Pam, and then she forwards it to me, and then we talk about it. But this year, it's going to go to all board members. So be on the lookout this summer. It'll probably come out in July or August for that survey, just asking, like, what are your thoughts about what we should be advocating for. So ways state legislatures can help our district, top 3 things legislative committee should be advocating for, any positions that are no longer a priority, and are there topics our district would like advocated for at the federal level. So that survey will be coming up. Keep your eyes out for that. In the past, too, it's kind of been hard to, but they're going to try to send it in a Survey Monkey format to make it easier this year. So, along with the survey, Heather Zellers from Rural Schools Association will be sending a summary of updates and changes at the federal level, which are impacting our districts, like cuts impacting Medicaid, agricultural, library funding, and mental health. And she is more than willing to come and meet with our Board of Ed to give us updates and offer opportunity for questions. Lynn suggests that given all the things that are changing, it might be good to have her come in and meet with our board. So we may be scheduling something for her to come and talk with us. And they are opening up the mandated fiscal governance training and the mandated financial trainings. They're opening those up to all board members. So if you want a refresher, you can go free of charge for that refresher on either of those trainings. I'm going to try to make it to the financial one because your first year, you don't understand half of what they're talking about. And then once you live it for a while, you can, so I'm considering going to that one as long as I'm available. Come join me if you'd like. Or even the governance training. I think Pam left the flyer for that, right? At everybody's spots, so you have those dates. So that's it from Legislative Committee. And updated strategic plan. So I've been realizing for a couple months and finally mentioned something to Nick. Our strategic plan will be entering our final year of strategic plan, year 5. So this next year upcoming, excitingly, we'll get to go through that strategic plan process again to come up with a new plan that will direct our efforts for the next 5 years. So looking forward to that. And 4 counties also looking to do a student member training as well, which I think will be helpful for our student members. So when we connect with Jonathan and once they have that date for it, right, we'll get him on board with that. Mike and Deb attended the Honor Society induction ceremonies for the elementary and high school, or
I did the
high school and
Elementary.
right? So those are always fun. Exciting times. Anything you want to share about those?
Only that my daughter, I was at the middle school one, actually.
Middle school,
My
right.
daughter was mortified to have me there, but other than that, it was very inspirational.
Yeah, I think it's always fun to celebrate their achievements. Yeah. They accomplished so much in such a little time.
Yeah, and it's beyond just their academics.
Oh,
It's their
absolutely.
volunteer service and just the amazing young students that are growing in our community. It's exciting.
What really struck me is how they've grown up together. I mean, that's the thing that's kind of cool about this community, you know, they start out, you know, they're really little and then they're still best friends in high school.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And Mike and I attended the Four County SBA annual meeting and the 50-year celebration. I had to leave early to get to a lacrosse game, but I was able to hear the Geneva musicians. The Geneva High School had I think there was 5-student group, right? They were called the C students. They did some like Bob Dylan, some Journey. It was awesome because here they are,
Leonard
16,
Skinner.
17, Leonard Skinner,
I was very
17,
surprised.
18-year-olds, and they're talking to a crowd of, adults who are old enough to have like lived this when these bands and singers were new, and just their perspective on it. They're like, oh, we're hoping some of you might know some of this music. And everybody in the crowd was like, yeah, this is our stuff. So it was fun. And then the 50-year celebration that happened after.
Yep.
Anything you want to share about that?
Well, it was kind of neat because they had former board members from all through the region, and so there's time to network with them, and they were just kind of going down memory lane about things, key decisions that they were there for, they were part of. A lot of history there. It was neat.
All right. I think that's all I have. Anybody else have anything? More than I usually have. Lots been happening. Okay. On to public comment. The Phelps-Clifton Springs Central School District Board of Education invites public comment at this time to those who have signed up in advance with the district clerk. Please limit your comments to 2 minutes or less. Written remarks may be provided to the board if time expires before a speaker completes their remarks. We ask individuals to state their name prior to comments and to provide the district clerk with their contact information for the purposes of follow-up. Although the board will not respond directly to individual comments at this time, items brought to the attention of the board may be taken under consideration for future response, action, or follow-up with the speaker. Issues related to specific district students, whether positive, negative, or neutral, must be brought to the attention of the superintendent of schools privately in order to safeguard student privacy. The board reserves the right to terminate a speaker's comments if their comments are in excess of 2 minutes, are repetitive, or are not appropriate for discussion in an open public forum. All visitors are reminded to abide by the district code of conduct and to be respectful and courteous both as speakers and as audience members. We are a community focused on bettering public education for our students, some of whom may be present. Soon we will have one deputy. Thank you. Public comment? On to new business items. Item A, Board of Education organizational meeting. Is there a motion to approve July 10th, 2025 as the Board of Education reorganizational meeting date?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of July 10th as our Board of Education reorganizational meeting date, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Item B, Student ex officio board member. Is there a motion to approve the appointment of a student ex officio board member as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the approval of the appointment of a student ex officio board member as presented, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, John. All right, if there are no objections, I'd like to block items C, D, and E. So budget transfers, transfer to capital projects, funds, and fund balance resolution. Is there a motion to approve items C through E as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of items C through E as presented, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item F, annual statement of salary and benefits. Is there a motion to approve the individual annual statements of salary and benefits as presented for July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? 26. It's only next year. All those in favor of item F as presented, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Item G, contracts and agreements. Is there a motion to approve numbers 1 through 15, the contracts and agreements as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm abstaining from G1, item 1.
End up abstaining. Okay,
And I'm abstaining from number 7.
yeah. Um,
Can you motion for me?
say you. Heather. Would you like to make a motion? Okay. Lindsay, second?
Second.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor of item G, contracts and agreements 1 through 15 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item H, memorandum of understanding. Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of item H as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Item I, the memorandum of agreement. Is there a motion to approve the RN MOA between the Phelps-Clifton Springs Central School District and the Phelps-Clifton Springs Employees Association effective May 23rd, 2025?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of item I, the MOA, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. All right. Record of resolution. Is there a motion to approve the record of resolution for the particular employee as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of item J, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item K, pilot program, non-resident student admissions that Nick mentioned earlier. Is there a motion to approve the following resolution regarding the admission of children of non-resident district employees to the district for the 2025-26 school year?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of item K as presented, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Okay. We can block, if there's no objections, I would like to block items L through P. So items for disposal, scholarship amendments, fundraisers, field trips, donations. Is there a motion to approve items L through P as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm abstaining from P.
Good call. Okay. All those in favor of items L through P as presented, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. All right, on to personnel. A lot here. Okay. Item A, appointments. Is there a motion to approve the appointments as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of item A, the appointments as presented, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. All right, if there are no objections, I'd like to block items B through F. So substitute appointments, summer appointments, appendix F appointments, mentors, and coaching appointments. Is there a motion to approve items B through F as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of items B through F as presented, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. And if there are no objections, I'd like to block items G and H. Unpaid leave and resignations. Is there a motion to approve G and H as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of items G and H as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All Those opposed? Motion carried. On to adjournment. So is there a motion to adjourn the regular board meeting for the purpose of entering into executive session for the purpose of discussing matters leading to the appointment, employment, discipline, dismissal, or removal of a particular person, discussion involving pending or current litigation, and contract negotiation? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.